criteria make for a good credit partner. The first criteria is they need to know you, like you, and trust you. And you should know them, like them, and trust them as well. So I would encourage you, make a list of people that you know. Who do I know that's, positive? Who do I know that likes me? Who do I know that believes in me? Those are important things, them liking you and trusting you. The second thing, so make a list of those kinds of people. Then also be thinking about, they need to be positive. They need to be an optimistic person. Every person who has done great things, they have a hope for the future. They believe that you can create something greater than what is today by applying your wisdom and knowledge God gave you to do something great in the world. Every awesome transformative company has been full of optimistic people who have a hope for the future. So I encourage you, they need to be positive. You don't want any Debbie Downers, any loser Larrys, any negative people as credit partners. They need to be positive and believe in you. The third criteria that I encourage you is that they need to be people that pay their bills. And or if you think of them as, hey, these people, they save and invest, they value money, those are the kind of things you want to look for. Someone who generally seems to have a history of financial stability is something you want to look for. They're more likely to have a good credit score. And then the last thing is they should be business-minded ideally. Either they've already been in business in the past, they are in business now, or they desire to be in business. Maybe they've done a few different MLMs over the years, and so you know that they want to improve their life. They'd like to earn extra income. They're entrepreneurial in their thinking. That's very, very helpful. Because if someone wants to be in business, maybe they're a wantrepreneur, but they're just not in business full-time for themselves now, you being able to offer them part-time income by working with you and leveraging their good credit score, your expertise, your time, that will be very appealing to them. So those are 4 criteria you want to make. I'd encourage you to write down people you know that meet those 4 criteria, and then see how many of them meet 3 out of those 4 criteria. So again, they need to be, know you, like you, and trust you, be positive. They need to have a history of paying their bills on time, financial stability, and last but not least, be entrepreneurial in nature or desire to earn extra passive income. Be a motivated kind of a person. So make a list of people who meet those criteria, and then ideally you want to find 4 or 5 main people that you think fit the most of those criteria as possible. So once you've identified good potential credit partners, the second step is to invite them to receive a presentation from you. So here's what you want to do. You want to call them up and build a little rapport. In every productive conversation, there should always be a little bit of rapport at the beginning, even if it's just 30 seconds. Hey, how you doing? Great. Have you still been working on whatever, you were working on? Your kid was playing soccer. Are they still playing soccer? Something you have in common. Oh, great. Yeah, my kid's still playing basketball. So build some rapport, things you have in common. The areas of rapport are, think of Ford, the acronym, like the car company Ford. Family, occupation, recreation, or dreams. Things you have in common in those areas, bring up one of those things you have in common. Discuss that builds some rapport. You want them thinking, wow, this person is like me. You want them thinking, because whenever they think that, then you have rapport with them. They feel like they're on the same page with you. So build a little rapport, and then tell them, look, I have a new opportunity to make some extra profit. I've identified 3 or 4 people that I think will be good fits to potentially work with me on this, and I only have room to work with one person at this time to earn some extra passive income working with me. I thought of you and thought that I would like to share with you the opportunity to earn some passive income with me. If you have some hard numbers about the profit ranges, I would encourage you to share that with them. Say, hey, if you could make an extra $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month passive working with me, is that something you'd like to hear more about? That's all you need to say. If they say, is this MLM? What is this? Say, no, it's my own business opportunity. I'd like to, I have a creative way to allow you to earn some profit with me, and I'd like to, if that sounds appealing to you, if you'd like to earn an extra $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month, or say it's just a hard number, if you'd like to potentially earn an extra $20,000, $30,000 in the next 3 to 6 months working with me, again, I only have room to work with one person. Is that something you'd like to hear more about? Yeah, I would like to hear more about it. Okay, great. Well, as I said, I'm approaching 4 people total. You're one of the 4 people. So when would you like to get together to discuss this? I can talk tomorrow at 5 or 8, or I can talk the day after at 6 p.m. Give them a few choices. If they say, well, hey, tomorrow at 5, say, great. I'll lock you in for 5 o'clock. I'm going to call the other people to talk to them at 8. But then say, look, okay, I'm putting on my calendar now. Do you have your calendar in front of you? Yeah, I do. Great. Okay, put it on your calendar. Where do you want to meet? Are we going to meet at your house, my house, a restaurant? So set up the details. Set the time, the location. Make sure they put it in their calendar. If they are wishy-washy or something, like, well, I don't know, then say, look, I know you're busy. I can only work with one person. I need to make sure that if they're interested in this, that we both take it seriously, and we need to be at least serious enough to set a time to meet, whether it's on the phone or on Skype or in person. I'd prefer to meet with you in person. If they're far away from you, if they're in another state, then obviously you can't meet in person. You could still do a Skype meeting with them and screen share and show them your screen and show them your projections. So if they're local to you, set up a place you can meet in person. If they're far away, set up a Skype meeting and where you can show them your numbers. You want to be able to show them some documents when you have your meeting. So that's pretty much the script. Say you're one of 4 or one of 5 or one of 3 people I'm approaching. I can only work with one person. If they hem and haw, say, look, I can only work with one person. If this isn't a fit for you, I understand. I'll let you go. I'll call the other people. If it is potentially a fit for you, then let's set up a time and commit to it. And leave it at that. If they're not willing to commit to a time, they're not serious enough. That's a good sign that they will not be a good credit partner for you. So once you have, ideally you want to get 2 or 3 people to say yes to hearing more. When you have your presentation with them, you're going to follow the same thing. By the way, you're going to want to prepare a couple things before you meet with them. You want to have your use of money calculator filled out, which we provided to you in video number 2, and you should be able to fill in your numbers and show that to them. You can show them at different ranges of money that you're going to raise, say 100, 150, 200,000, what your profit ranges are going to be, and you can show that to them. And then you can say, look, here's our profit projections. Here's our timeline to do that. And, I'm offering X% profit margin, share with them. So you want to have your use of money calculator filled out before you meet with them. The second thing that you want to do is you need to predetermine what percentage profit you're willing to share with them and for how long. I recommend you have some numbers in mind already. Say with $100,000, you can make $150,000 per year extra. I'm just throwing that out there. If that's the case, that works out to $12,000 a month, roughly. So you could offer them a 20% profit share for a year, and that would be $2,400 a month passive income for them. So predetermine what profit share you want to offer for them. It doesn't need to be for forever. It can be for a fixed amount of time. So you can tell them, look, if you have that number in mind, I'd encourage you, offer them either like a 20% profit share for a year, and then you could go down from that. Or you could offer them, if they come back and negotiate, well, I'd like a 20% profit share, but I want it for 2 years. At least now you have a predetermined number already in mind. Or you could say, or would you rather make a 20% profit share for a year, and we're going to pay off the money that we use and you earn those profits? Or would you rather have a 15% profit share for 2 years? So you can offer them 2 choices, or a 10% profit share but for 3 years. So give them 2 choices and have those numbers in mind. If you have your use of money calculator already filled out, you can just show them, look, if you got a 20% profit share, here's what you would make in profit. And if they say, well, yeah, 20% profit share I think is fair, but I want it for 2 years, you can say, okay, you can negotiate that and figure that out. Give them an either or choice and have that already in mind, what you're going to offer them. Or it can be a fixed amount of money. If you can make an extra $150,000 a year, say, look, would you like to make $30,000? Would you rather make just a straight $50,000 profit sharing with me, or would you rather get a 10% profit share, a 20% profit share for 3 years? Give them that kind of a choice. If you make $150,000 a year profit, and they go for the 20% profit share, that's $30,000 a year for 3 years. That's $90,000 profit. You can say, would you rather make $50,000 in the first year, or a 20% profit share for 3 years? That would work out to $90,000 in 3 years. So just have like 2 choices in mind, and use that use of money calculator to determine what 2 choices you'd like to give them. Or the other option is you can even ask them, you've seen our profit projections, what profit sharing do you think would be fair for you if we do all of the work and raise the money, and you use your credit to be able to raise these funds to carry out this business plan, and you're basically putting up a small percent of the money. So let me go in, have that idea of what to offer them as a profit share. Let me go into a couple of the mechanics of that actual presentation with them. When you meet, again, at the beginning, build rapport for family, occupation, recreation, dreams. Spend 5 minutes and just catch up on things and rebuild that commonality that you have with them, rebuild that rapport. Once you do that, you can say, look, as I told you on the phone, I have this business opportunity. Let me show you what we're doing. Show them your business plan if you have one. Even if it's just a 1-page thing and a summary of, hey, it's buy houses, flip them, here's where we're going to plan to buy the houses, and here's how much time it'll take us to flip those houses. Here's our exit strategy. Here's our potential profits. Show them your use of money calculator. Show them the research you've done. The more you tell, the more you sell is a very common acronym in sales. So the more information you can show them, the better. Get them to buy in. Get them to see that you've done your research, that you're serious about your business venture. Once you've done that, and you've shown them that, and say, hey, now, as you can see, we're looking to utilize between $100,000 and $200,000 to carry out this business plan. What if there was a way, this is an important question to ask them, what if there was a way that you could earn part of the profits with me in this venture and only have to put up maybe 10 cents on the dollar? Meaning normally, if you invest $100,000 in something and it makes $100,000 profit, and you're going to get a percentage of those profits, maybe you make 10% on your money in a year. If you invested in the stock market, that would be a good return. Say, well, what if you could earn a great return but only have to put up, say, 10% of the money? Would you like to know more about that? This is a question when I ask them. If they say, well, yeah, like, if I can get a part of these profits and I have to put up the $100,000 or $200,000, I have to put up 10%, like, how can I do that? That's what you want them thinking. If they get confused, just say, look, if you invested $100,000 in Microsoft stock and it went up 20% in a year, you'd make $20,000 profit on that whole $100,000 that you invested, correct? Yes. Great. Well, what if you could only invest $10,000 in that Microsoft stock and still make the $20,000 profit? If you could do something like that, would you want to know how to do it? If they're smart, they should say, yeah, I would love to know how to do that. You say, okay, great. Well, I have a creative way to do the equivalent of that for you. And then you go into showing them what credit partnering is. Tell them, I'm going to bring on one strategic credit partner to work with our company. What that would mean is that person is going to loan us their good credit rating to raise company for our business in the business name, and then carry out this business plan I just showed you. And the great news is we're going to leverage their good credit rating and only a little bit of money to raise this $100,000 or $200,000. So in essence, say I gave you a 20% profit share for the next 2 years working with us. If we raise $100,000 and we make $100,000 profit, you get a $20% profit share. You would make $20,000 profit the next 2 years working with us as a credit partner. So it's really just like that Microsoft example I just gave you. So then say, in order to find, is that something that you'd like to potentially do? If they say yes, then say, great, well, I need to make sure that you qualify. Before we get into the numbers of what profit share I'm going to give you, I need to make sure that you qualify. And once I know that you qualify, then we can work out and settle the numbers. So just to summarize the meeting, build rapport with them, show them your business plan, show them the numbers, let them know that there's a way that they could potentially profit and only have to put up 10% of the capital. And if they're interested in that, then you go into explaining to them what credit partnering is. At that point, ideally you should be by a computer or have internet access and say, here's what we need to do at this point to find out if you qualify to work with me as a credit partner. Do you think you have good credit? They might say, yeah, I think I have great credit, or I don't know. Say, well, great, for $1 we can find out. Let's go on creditchecktotal.com right now. Let's create an account for you, and we'll find out together. That would be your ideal. Just create the account right there on the spot. Let them enter their social and their name and information. And once they have the account, you can look at their credit together. Again, the things you're looking for are 730 plus score, less than 40% utilization on the credit cards, less than 4 inquiries on each of the 3 bureaus, and nothing derogatory, nothing negative in the last 12 months. So as long as they meet those criteria, you could tell them, great, we just looked at your credit check total together. It looks like you would qualify to be a credit partner with me. So why don't we talk numbers? Let's talk profit share and see if we can come to agreement on terms. So once you found out that they do qualify to be a good credit partner, the next thing that you would do is discuss and negotiate the terms with them. And I would encourage you, already have in mind some numbers, and then generally there's a rule of negotiation. He who says a number first loses. I don't want you to think in terms of win-lose, but give them the option and say, what do you think is a fair profit share in this venture? As I've told you, you could work with us in raising this money for only 10 cents on the dollar. And they could show them, look, and by the way, the 10 cents on the dollar, where it comes on board is this. You could tell them, look, my credit partner needs to have 2 things. They need to be willing to put up a little bit of capital to show they're serious and committed to this partnership. And number 2, they need to loan us their good credit score. We're going to make the investment in raising the funding and give you the profit share, and we're going to do all the work with the enterprise. So ask them, we're looking to make $150,000 a year profit with the corporate credit we're going to raise in the next couple years. Being that you only have to put up 10% or less of the capital needed, cash out of pocket, the rest we will raise, what do you think is a fair profit share? If they say 50% or something, say, look, you're not putting up all this capital yourself. You're putting up 10% of the capital or less out of pocket. The rest we're going to raise. So it needs to be lower. Let them say the percentage. If they say, well, I think 25% profit is fair, or 20, then, and you're in the ballpark, then you can give them an option. Okay, well, what do you think of earning a 25% profit with us for the next 18 months? Or I could give you a 15% profit share for the next 3 years. What would you rather have? A profit share for a longer period of time, or a larger percent profit share for a shorter period of time? And then just get into the negotiation from there. If they say, oh, well, I want 30% profit share, you could say, okay, well, on 150 grand profit, 30% of that would be $45,000 profit. So you're only going to put up $10,000 cash. We're going to raise the rest of it in corporate funding. So if you want a 30% profit share, we could do that, but that would only be for 1 year. So would you rather, would you rather have a 30% profit share for a year, or would you rather have a 15% profit share for the next 3 years? give them the choice. They can say, hey, I'd rather have 30% for a year, or they might come back to you and say, well, I want 30% profit share for 2 years. You could say, look, that's a really high profit share. You're only putting up 10 grand. Why don't we meet halfway, give you 30% profit share for 18 months. You'd put up $10,000 cash, or raise the rest of the money in corporate credit financing, and then we'll give you the profit share. If they agree to those terms, then next you want to go into the mechanics. Okay, here's how the mechanics are going to work. We're going to sign a credit partnership agreement. Once we both sign that agreement, you're going to wire me $10,000 cash to our bank account, or just deposit it to our account. At that point, we're going to utilize this service called a business blast, and we're going to set up a corporation. We're going to optimize that corporation's credit rating, and then we're going to apply for business funding using your credit scores and our business name. And as we raise that funding, we're going to utilize it this way. We're going to identify, say you're doing real estate, we're going to identify a property to buy. It's going to cost 50 grand per property, so we're going to pull that 50 grand off the lines of credit that we have raised with you. We're going to buy that property, resell it within 60, 90 days, whatever the timeline is, or we're going to refinance it, whatever your exit strategy is, and then we each get our profit share every time we sell a property. Our goal is to do 2 properties at a time, 4 times in the year, so between 6 and 8 properties we can flip. We'll make that 150 grand. Every time we sell a property, we're going to give you that 30% profit share for the next 18 months, 24 months, whatever you agreed upon 1 year. So go really into the specifics of the mechanics. Let them see you guys working together and know exactly how it's going to work. So that's really the basics of the meeting. I know I went into setting up the agreement as well at the end there. Just a couple last few pointers. By the way, if you didn't already figure this out, one of the huge benefits of working with the credit partner is not only do you get to leverage their good credit score, but our service costs between $4,000 and $7,000 to start. It's a serious investment. We only work with serious business owners in our business blast service. So say you're going to go with our silver package, which is a $4,000 to $5,000 fee to begin. If your credit partner is putting up, I would always encourage you, if you need to raise 100 to 200 grand, ask them for 10 grand. If you only raise 100, that's 10% of the money. If you raise 200, it's 5% of the money. So tell them, say, look, you're only having to put up 5 to 10% of the capital out of pocket. Or else can you only have to put up 5 to 10% of the money and still get that full profit share benefit of all of the capital utilized. So get them to see that for very little capital out of pocket, they still get all the upside of the profit share. And the benefit of that is, if they say, well, hey, I only want to put up $5,000, not $10,000, if you know that you can begin working with our service for only a $4,000 fee, well, now you can utilize our service and still keep $1,000 in your pocket. Your credit partner can give you 5 grand. You pay us $4,000, you have $1,000 cash right off the get-go, just by following our instructions and utilizing this blueprint we've laid out for you. That's the first benefit of a credit partner, is you can come utilize the benefits of corporate credit without having to come up for any money out of pocket at all, and actually maybe you make a profit. If they agree to put up 10 grand and you pay us 5 to start with our silver, or with our gold program you pay us 7 to start, invest 7 to start with us. Again, all of our startup fees are 100% money back guaranteed. So if you don't raise the funding, then you get that money back. So really, you could, if they paid you 10 grand, you could be making $3,000 to $5,000 profit up front. That's the first benefit of working with a credit partner. It can greatly reduce your initial investment required to raise corporate credit. The second benefit is time savings. You can utilize their credit score, raise money right away, literally as fast as within 2 to 4 weeks, to raise your first $100,000 to $150,000. Sometimes you only raise 70 or so thousand with the first round of financing, but generally it's right around 100 or more. The second benefit is you can leverage their good credit score to raise money very, very fast. So you can save yourself money up front, and you can save yourself a lot of time up front by working with the credit partner. So the last thing I want to encourage you about with the credit partner is don't go weak on asking them for money up front. And here's why. I have had clients who brought on a credit partner and didn't require them to pay any money or invest any of their own capital up front. And this has happened with one particular client I knew. They brought on a credit partner, they had great credit. They did sign a credit partner agreement with them, but then we raised them like the first $70,000, $80,000 of financing, and then the credit partner did not follow through and give the business owner access to the capital. So we will provide a credit partner agreement to you when you're a Business Blast client of ours. It's vital that they have something to lose if they don't follow through on letting you use the capital once you raise it. So one of the huge benefits of having a credit partner pay you capital is they have skin in the game. And if you utilize our service, you go through the time of finding a credit partner, signing a credit partner agreement, raising funding with them. You don't want to do all that stuff only to have them not turn the money over to you to carry out your business plan. And then you put in all this effort and you have nothing to show for it. If they've paid you $5 or $10,000 up front and invested in the partnership, now they have that to lose. If we raise you 100, 150 grand and they don't turn that money over to you, it's like, hey, well, you get to keep that money, but we keep your 10 grand. So, and you don't get any of the profits. Like you've you violated our credit partnership agreement at that point. So I'd encourage you, have great, strong belief in what you're doing, strong belief that you're going to be successful. You're utilizing our expertise to raise funding. You're utilizing your expertise and passion in your business venture, and it's going to work. King Solomon was a trillionaire, and he said, wisdom is found in a multitude of counselors, and with a multitude of counselors, victory is assured. Not like it's likely, but it's assured. If you consistently get wise counsel and input on your plans are going to succeed. So as long as you utilize wisdom, bringing on a credit partner is a form of working with a counselor or using leverage to leverage their good credit score, you will succeed. So have a strong belief in yourself. Ask for $10,000, minimum of $5,000 up front from your credit partner, and make sure that they have something to lose if they don't turn that capital over to you once we raise it for you. So I know I covered a lot of details here, but those things are summarized in the PDF summary on how to bring on a credit partner. So just to summarize this training, you want to identify a good credit partner, you want to invite them to a presentation, you want to present your business plan, your use of money calculator, and potential profit sharing to them, showing them how for 10 cents on the dollar or less they can get a profit share with you, and then last but not least, agree to terms with them and sign a credit partner agreement. Once you've done that, you can start utilizing our Business Blast service and raise $100,000 to $300,000, $400,000 of corporate credit and carry out your business plan. Just in closing, again, the two benefits of a credit partner is you can save yourself a lot of time by raising money really, really fast if their credit's already good. And number two, you can save yourself money by actually having to pay nothing out of pocket to start utilizing our Business Blast service, or maybe even actually making a profit right on the front end. If you invest $5,000 in our Business Blast service and they invested $10,000 to work with you, now you made a $5,000 profit on the front end. So follow the mechanics of the page on this website here, and arranging the meetings and presenting to them. Once you have someone that wants to be a credit partner with you, then I encourage you, you can contact our office and we could provide a credit partnership agreement to you, and then you can sign that with them and get going. By the way, I encourage you, realize our startup fee is fully refundable. So if you have $5,000 or $4,000 and you can start working with our Business Blast Silver package, you can sign up for our package tomorrow, invest in that package. We'll give you the Business Blast agreement that we use, the template. Fill in that Business Blast agreement with all of your terms, really only filling in the last page, by the way. You fill in the specific terms that you agreed to with your credit partner, sign it with them, have you them wire you your funds, whether that's $10 or $5,000 or something in between, and now you've made the profit right on the get-go. If you end up not being able to find a credit partner, you can always refund your initial $4,000 or $5,000 investment to you. But that's one benefit of signing up for our Business Blast Silver package, is that you can get all of our paperwork to utilize for your benefit. And we had an attorney draw up these agreements, and they're very robust. So you could have an attorney review it, make sure that there's nothing you need to tweak for your estate. By the way, prepaid legal is a great service to utilize, to have an attorney in your state review the agreement and make any adjustments to it that you need to make. And then you can sign that credit partnership agreement with your credit partner and get going raising funding right away. Just in closing, I want to thank you for your time. You've invested your time in watching multiple trainings. At this point, I think you are fully empowered. You know the benefits of raising corporate credit. You know how to determine your profit margins. You know what's required, just a 2-year-old company and someone with a good credit score, and now you know how to bring on a credit partner. And by the way, if you do have good credit and tomorrow you want to start raising funding with us, you can bring on 1 or 2 or 3 credit partners and just raise, you can raise $100,000 or $200,000 quite quickly for each credit partner you have. So if you have a 750 score and you find 2 other people with 750, 780 credit scores that are willing to be credit partners with you, you could raise $100,000 or $200,000 in each of your 3 names. It gives you $300,000 to $600,000 for your venture, and you could raise your first $100,000, $150,000 in each of your names, all within the next month. So you can raise funding very, very quickly by bringing on more than 1 credit partner. Again, if you give a credit partner 10% profit share for 3 or 4 years, well, now you could bring on 3 credit partners and only have given up 30% profit share. And you could, if you have good credit yourself, could literally raise $400,000 or $500,000 in the next month and still be keeping 70% of the profits for yourself. Another huge benefit of this, if I didn't make it clear already, is that with the credit partner, you're only giving them a profit share for a fixed period of time. You still retain full control of your company. If you had invested with a venture capitalist and they had that 30% equity, venture capitalists, they keep that equity share forever. They're not going to agree to only get that profit share for 3 or 4 or 5 years. So another huge benefit of you bringing a credit partner on board your enterprise is that you're going to give them a profit share for a fixed period of time, then those profits come back to you. So you're retaining control, and you really, in the long term, have more of the profits. Because you got to think long term that 5, 7 years from now, you want to be able to build a sellable business, and you want to be able to sell that business and keep 100% of the profits, not give 30, 40, or 50% of those profits away to someone else, which you're going to have to do if you bring on venture capital or angel or shark money. So I thank you for your time investment with us. We look forward to being of service to you. Again, if you didn't already from our last video, look at the information on this page. As long as you have a credit check total account, you filled out your use of money calculator, you can request a consultation with us. We can make sure that you are a fit and meet the criteria to be a Business Blast client, and we can discuss with you whether the silver, gold, or platinum levels make the most sense for you right now, and we can help you raise corporate credit very, very quickly, leveraging our time and expertise and our $100,000 plus of investments, learning about corporate credit over the last 8 years, and leverage all of that time and experience and trial and error to your benefit now. So for a very reasonable investment of between $4,000 and $9,000 up front, again, which is fully refundable, you can leverage our expertise and be joining one of our clients who have raised $100,000, $200,000, $500,000 working with us, utilizing our Business Blast service. I thank you for your time, and I encourage you, make a decision to succeed, make a plan of action, carry out that plan of action. When you do that, great things are going to happen. We look forward to being of service to you. Perhaps you will be a Business Blast client in the next few weeks, and a month or two from now, you'll be giving us a great success story of how you raised $100 or $200 or $300,000 of corporate credit. And 3 to 6 months from now, I want to be getting a great testimonial from you, hearing how you used the corporate credit that we raised you to build an extra $100, $200, $500,000 of profits in the next 6 to 12 months. So God bless you. Thank you for your time investment with us, and we look forward to being of service to you. If you think you would qualify to be a Business Blast client, I encourage you to request a consultation with us now, because we do only accept 5 to 7 new clients per month to work with us, and we're very selective in who we work with. So I wouldn't want you to have to be told, hey, we've already accepted our 5 clients this month, you got to wait until next month to start working with us. If you do in fact qualify, take action, seize opportunity, and you will get the benefit available. Until I speak to you again, God bless, and I look forward to being of service to you soon. Bye for now.